Okay, we are back. Speaking of getting lost along our way to finding our voice, we lost connection and uh, our voices went quiet. So, but I think that, as we develop our voice, as we go from kind of the awkward, quiet teen to the mature, experienced writers that we desire to be, that it isn't just a smooth journey, that there's no Autobahn, there's no I don't know, Interstate 5 or Interstate 80 or whatever that will take us from here to there. That there are many stops along the way and stops and starts along the way. So do you have some tips for our audience as to how they can make that journey from struggling writer, struggling to express themselves, to more seasoned and confident in their writing abilities?
Absolutely. And I love the metaphor too about the Autobahn and the stops and starts. So I think one of the things that's a lot of people talk about like writer's block and they talk about like the blank page. But really, I think what it is that makes writing so challenging is that it often kind of feels like you're just writing to a wall, and that there's no audience, that there's nobody listening, that you're just kind of like talking, but then nobody is on the receiving end. And so then after a while, it just kind of feels like, what point is there? That's kind of how I felt after grad school, especially. Um, and so, yeah, one of my tips would be, you don't have to, do like an expensive, writing, MFA program, but just do some sort of workshop, or some sort of thing where you can get feedback on your writing. There was actually, for a while when I lived in Los Angeles, there was an amazing group that I met with where it was completely free. And we would just meet together and we would do writing exercises. And then we actually did an anthology of short stories together, and that we published on Amazon. So that was like a very exciting experience. And
Yes.
so, yeah, I think just anything that, one, gets your writing like in front of other people, because I feel like there's something, as soon as you know that other people are going to be seeing your writing, it automatically kind of incentivizes you and
Mm.
kind of, yeah, and kind of gets you, it's just like if somebody's coming to visit, you'll clean up your house a little bit and, so I think it's the same sort of thing with writing, so it gets other eyes on your writing, and it gives you the opportunity for feedback, and yeah, it just gives you the opportunity to to get your writing out there. And
Mm.
so and blogging is also very good because, as I mentioned, it's just like immediate. You put it out there, and then you can immediately kind of get feedback. And I've also recently joined a community that's on the blockchain. It's on the Hive blockchain, and it's called Peaked, PEAKD, and which is another blogging platform, which I really like because I love Medium, but Medium has also gotten very saturated. Whereas this, it feels kind of a lot smaller, and so it's very like supportive, and yeah, and people will like react to your writing and engage with your writing, and so I feel like that's a good way to really grow as a writer,
Wow.
and um, and also, yeah, also just kind of reading other people's writing too, and engaging with other people's writing, I think kind of helps you to grow. um, and so, yeah, I think both taking in other people's writing and also kind of putting your writing in front of as many people as possible.
Mm. Yes. I really I recently published an anthology where we had 29 people that were involved in writing what we call heart notes, letters to the heart about things that were affecting them. So we have letters to money, we have letters to inner child, we have letters to the future, that type of thing. And just creating an anthology like that, having that community of people co-creating together and then getting the book out there helped a lot of us, including me, to realize, that we can get our work out in print and we can get it out for others to see, whether it be on Medium or Peaked or some other site, some other way for other people to see and to receive what we're putting out there. One of the things that I love about the age that we live in is that we can literally create our own publishing house. That we don't have to wait for, Random House or Shiner and Seeker or whatever to pick us up, that we can carry the ball, go the distance ourselves and get our work out there for others to see and to receive and to be of service to others.
Absolutely. It's very empowering because when I was in school, that was kind of the paradigm is you had to get your work to a publishing house or to a literary agent. And it was very much this notion of the gatekeeper. And you had to write. And it was a way of kind of like writing in a way to, for the approval of the gatekeeper. Whereas whereas now it's much more empowering because it's more like you can do what it takes to get your writing out there. And definitely it's not just writing, there are some things you have to do to kind of promote yourself and, to get your writing seen. But I like the fact that it's in my hands and that I don't have to rely, on a publisher to do it. And instead of like writing for the gatekeeper, it's more writing for the people who are actually reading your writing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, and it's a different relationship, and part of again, we don't have to wait for the gatekeeper so much. In fact, the gatekeeper shifts from being Random House or Penguin or whoever to being us. Are we willing to put ourselves out there? Are we willing to press publish on whatever platform that we're on?
Exactly.
And to do it again and again and again so that we get better at the process and build a larger community as we share what we're doing with other people.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Kate, for sharing your journey with me and our audience. It has been an interesting and rewarding experience. And it's, again, interesting to me how our writing, our stories in life can take us to all kinds of places, including to a remote village in Mexico. So to our audience, follow your heart and let it express what you have inside so that you can follow it to where you want to go. And until our stories meet again, be the bright light in someone's dark night. Ta-ta.